Greetings, I am Jonathan Dela Cruz, and this is my mask project. For my recent mask project, I was instructed to create a ceramic mask that would involve my identity and what it is, as well as what culture or cultures I derive from. This concept was very fun and original, and I thoroughly enjoyed the process of making the mask. To begin, my mask shape is based off Mexican Day of the Dead masks, a skeleton with features that holds our very bodies. I tried to make my mask different as it seemed at the time that everyone else was making a Day of the Dead themed mask, and I believe that was mostly reoccurring with Hispanic students. However, I did try to differentiate my mask and my concept with adding modern features as well as features that would definitely separate it from most other masks of similar design. Along the mask, there is some sentiments of the Roman Empire and Christianity alike. There are symbols and phrases in Latin that would hold inspiration and words to live by. There's also a soft nature underneath all the torn stuff, such as the water from the zodiac sign of Aquarius, as well as the flowers and simple plants living in between the mask. I chose to put those there as it would show a type of duality of man due to the rough and coarse nature of the mask itself and what it presents. The process was a raunchy start, and it became a hassle to deal with the mask and the mold. At times the mask would be too thin and too wet, and it would just fall apart. When speaking about the process and specifically talking about the techniques I used the slip and score technique when it came to the sword of light, which I'll get into later. The sword on the forehead, which was not originally part of the original clay mask. I had to put it on there using the slip and score technique, as well as I used a bunch of other minor techniques just to smooth out the mask. So that was some of the techniques I used. My very favorite part of the mask was, as stated before, the mold, because I had to think critically of how a piece of clay would fall into it and how that would make the desired shape I wanted. Now to finish off with specifics. As you see here, that is the final product of the mask once before it was cooked. And then as you see during this fade, boom, that's how it looks after it was cooked. It actually came out better than expected, because I was expecting the worst, because that usually happens to me at the very end of the project. But it came out really good and I really enjoyed it. In this upcoming shot, we will see Audaces Fortuna Adiuvant carved on the side of the cheek of the skull, and that means in Latin, fortune favors the bold, and I actually enjoyed this saying and I carry it with me wherever I go. That way I could have bravery, confidence, and some form of inspiration to keep me going. Also all from the ancient world of Rome and the Roman Empire. Also have other references to things I enjoy, such as this Dragon Ball, which makes an appearance on the opposite side of the cheek, because Dragon Ball Z, which is the anime, which is kind of childish, it has inspired me to do a lot of things, mostly because it has the main themes of the show is to have self-training and self-improvement, which definitely complements my attitude towards life at the moment. And to close off with fine detailing, as said before, there's flowers, but there's also a bunch of notions to Christianity, such as the Roman Catholic cross, as well as the sword of light that would appear on the forehead, as well as some other Latin sayings that say for God, ad doem. And that just goes on to portray itself as a honor as well as a religious type thing. With that all wrapped up, thank you for listening.